Yes, I was right. It is a puny civilization. Their buildings are still made of stone and iron.
How will they accept us?
I hope well. For them.
Next on Sky Movies, action with one of the most hard-boiled private eyes of them all. Armand Asante is Mike Hammer, whose latest case involves a personal matter of revenge. From the novel by Mickey Spillane, that's I, the Jury. Next, after the break.
Knock, knock.
Sky Movies is the Arnold Schwarzenegger channel.
There's something out there waiting for us.
Predator.
And it ain't no man.
A descent into the hell of dreams.
You're an asset.
We're handing over now to
An expendable asset.
I may not look expendable.
A time for fear and a time for war.
Showtime, kid.
Predator, Saturday at 10. Sky Movies is the Arnold Schwarzenegger channel.
Stick around.
Coming next week, a triple treat with Rutger Hauer. Tuesday at 8, enter a fantasy world in Ladyhawke. Rutger Hauer is a man full of anguish, reaching out to break an evil curse which shrouds his love.
Always together, eternally apart.
Ladyhawke, Tuesday at 8. Sky Movies is the Rutger Hauer channel. For Jim Halsey, it was like any other day.
This morning, this guy tried to kill me. He's been following me ever since.
Until he picked up the Hitcher.
Scare you?
Now Jim Halsey's world is a terrifying nightmare with no escape.
Why are you doing this to me?
Rutger Hauer is the Hitcher, Tuesday evening at 10. Sky Movies is the Rutger Hauer channel. Tuesday night at 11:45. Rutger Hauer leads a band of ruthless rebels in a world where life was cheap.
Why the hell did you do that?
He had no faith. He wasn't one of us.
An innocent convent girl pledged in marriage is abducted.
Let's get him. Ambush! Yeah!
A torrid tale of corruption.
Agnes!
Please, only you. I want only to be yours, please.
Flesh and Blood, Tuesday night at 11:45. The third feature in our Rutger Hauer triple bill. Sky Movies is the Rutger Hauer channel.
The brilliant comedy duo of Mel Smith and Griff Rhys-Jones stars in Wilt, the hilarious comedy from Rank Films. Griff Rhys-Jones plays Henry Wilt.
He works as a polytechnic lecturer. He's probably quite well educated, got quite a good degree. He certainly likes to use his intelligence and thinks of himself as being somebody who is educated and has a lot of common sense. The problem is he's found himself surrounded in the circumstances in which he lives by people who lack common sense.
You don't have to feel inferior just because Sal's got money.
Yes, well, I couldn't feel inferior to a merchant banker, darling, for the same reason I couldn't feel inferior to a 30-watt light bulb. They're both dim, and they have no discernible function.
He has a tendency to back off from things and think, under his breath, rude and possibly scurrilous things about the circumstances he's involved in.
Based on Tom Sharp's international bestseller, Wilt tells the story of a man accused of murdering his wife. A situation he finds quite hard to take seriously.
You're inferring we're all thick, aren't you?
No, No, I'm implying you're all thick. You're inferring that
Mr. Wilt, did you or did you not at the weekend brutally murder a defenceless woman and stick her body down that hole?
Certainly not.
Well, that's exactly what I expected you to say.
Despite what some people think, we tend not to overplay the comedy in the sense that we don't really play comedy on television by sort of doing everything, you know, like this. We tend to try and play through character.
Yes, the evidence is shaping up nicely now, Dave. Very nicely indeed.
Listen, Inspector. Ow!
Sorry.
Is this strictly necessary? Manicuring your suspects until they scream for mercy?
The key to deductive reasoning lies not in the obvious clues, but in the trivial. The tiny, seemingly minuscule details, which may appear irrelevant, but to the trained eye...
Sir. He's married to Eva, who is an enthusiast, shall we say. She's very keen on all the aerobics and bits and bobs that are knocking around at the moment. She's the sort of somebody who's very keen on received ideas.
You should have worn something loose. Clothes are so boring. Sally and Hugh's friends are much more cash.
Cash? Well, look at you. I suppose you're fab as well, are you?
If you bothered to keep in touch, you'd know that Fab was back. Anyway, I think it suits me. Sally helped me choose it.
It's groovy. He doesn't like to get involved with things. And he also feels that when the chips are down, the chips are going to fly in his face, at least whatever happens, he tends to say. So he gets involved in a series of events with a sort of fatalistic view of life, because he knows that if there's a banana skin, he'll slip up on it, and if there's a rock in the stocking, that'll knock him on the head, you know.
It's your wife who's down that hole, and you're the murdering bastard who put her there!
I certainly did not.
You're not teaching Tessa the Baskervilles to a bunch of trainee sandwich makers now, my son! Read this man his rights.
Inspector Flint's a rather dominating sort of aggressive sort of character, and I like Henry's sort of dry, offhand sort of way of looking at life.
Seems your fan club's here again, Mr. Wilt.
I want to see the expression on your face when they lift her out of that hole.
I'm quite looking forward to seeing yours.
Sky Movies, on the air every day from 2 in the afternoon through to 6 the next morning. Late every night, Shift Theatre, a major movie at 4 on the dot. For all kinds of night owls. Shift workers, insomniacs, or video recorders. Shift Theatre, every night on Sky Movies.
We're handing over now to Private Eye Mike Hammer as he prepares to take revenge on the people who killed his friend. Armand Asante stars in a thriller by Mickey Spillane, I, the Jury.
The following movie has been classified 18, suitable only for persons of 18 years and over.
Mr. Hammer, are you going to help me or not?
I'm sorry, what is the problem?
Well, I think my wife has been fooling around with me. Now, I'm going out of town again for a few days, and I wonder if you might be available to sort of keep an eye on the premises.